Hello and welcome to Little Learners. In today's video I'm going to be showing you how to make a piñata, perfect for birthday parties and other fun events. Before we get started, don't forget to hit that subscribe button for more videos just like this. So, to make our piñata we will need some cardboard, some tissue paper. It's best to use at least 2 colours. I'm using 5 so that I can do a bit of a rainbow theme, but you really don't need to use that many. A pair of scissors, a pen, some tape, and maybe a glue stick. Although it's not completely necessary, so don't worry if you don't have one of those. You'll also need some string and, of course, the all-important sweets. So first of all, you need to draw out your shape of your piñata on your cardboard. Now of course you can choose whichever shape you like. I really like numbers because I think they're great for birthday parties, so I'm going for a 5. I made it a little bit too big to fit into the frame, but once you have drawn your shape, just cut it out, and you should have something that looks a little bit like this. You'll then need to trace around that on another piece of cardboard so that you have 2 of them, kind of the front and the back of your piñata. Then, when it comes to making the sides of your piñata, you'll need some strips of cardboard. Now, of course, as they are, these are not going to curve inwards where I need them to for my number 5. So, to make my cardboard a little bit easier to manage, I'm just going to roll it up and kind of break it up a little bit on the inside so that it's easier to manoeuvre and kind of curve around. So give it a bit of a squeeze, and as you can see now, it's much easier to curl it around. So to do this, I'm just going to be using some tape, and I'm going to bend my cardboard strip around the shape of the number 5 so that I get the side completely flush with the shape of the 5. Don't worry if it's a little bit off, this isn't a problem, just as long as you get the general shape. If there are a few little gaps, don't worry about it because we will cover those up later. Make sure when you've made the outside side for your shape, or your number 5 if you're making one of those as well, that you also make the inside side as well. So as you can see, I've just used bits of tape to hold it together, and actually it's quite sturdy. Don't forget that at the bottom of your piñata you need to leave a little flap open so that we can put the sweets in later. Next, you're going to get your other number 5 and attach that at the top so we have a complete 3D piñata. So you will then have something that looks a bit like this. The front and back of your piñata are now completely connected by the sides you have made. Now it's time to get on to the fun part, the tissue paper. So whichever and however many colours you are using, make sure that you have 1 sheet of each, put them on top of each other, and this will just help us to cut them all at the same time, because otherwise it's going to take a really long time to cut them all individually. However, by the end of your piñata you will have used a lot more than just 1 sheet of each. Trust me. So once you've got all of those sheets together, you're just going to cut a strip. The thicker the strip you make, the less work you kind of have to do, so keep that in mind. Once you have your strips, you're just then going to make little incisions into them, maybe about 3/4 of the way up, to create that ruffly look that piñatas have. Now when it comes to attaching the tissue paper to your cardboard piñata, you can either use glue or tape. I prefer the tape method just because using a glue stick or even PVA glue can make the tissue paper very wet and it can tear easily, so I feel like I've got a lot more control over the tape method. Before you cover the very top of your piñata with tissue paper, don't forget to thread through some of that string, tie a knot at the top, because then you'll be able to hang your piñata later when it comes to playing with it. Ta-da! As you can see, there is tissue paper all the way around, and in some places I have just put 1 block colour, like on the inside of the curves of the number 5. We've got the string at the top, and at the bottom we've still got that open flap that I was talking about earlier, because now it's time to put in the sweets. and then secure it. You can either secure it really well or just secure it with one piece of tape. This then makes a bit of a fail-safe. If the children aren't really able to whack the piñata open, then you can just run in and take off that one bit of tape, and after a few more whacks, they will manage to get all of the sweets out. And there you have it, your very own piñata. Please give this video a big like if you enjoyed it, as it really helps out the channel. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you next time.